Early this week, as we were ending 2024, I did a newspaper review where we talked about some of the top crops that you should consider growing in 2025 if you want to make some good money. And I believe it has been helpful. I'm happy that many people are reaching out and they want to learn more. But of course, on the video, I also promised that I would be bringing the livestock bit of it. Now, today on our newspaper review, still I have the new vision and on the farming part, which they call it harvest money. We want to look at some of the profitable livestock enterprise that you should tap into this 2025. And of course, the harvest money they're saying into livestock, these are some of the things that you need to tap uh, into when it comes to this year 2025. I understand that in farming, there are different types of farming nowadays with the modernization and the mechanization that has been brought on board. Some people are doing crops and they specialize in that. Some people are doing livestock. And of course, when you talk of crops is very wide. When you also talk of livestock is also very wide. Livestock can mean the animals, it can also mean the birds, so there are quite many. Now, before I start listing the things that you should do or venture into when it comes to livestock this year, let me give you some of the facts and the report that is based on research that have been done. Number one, this is for people who are doing cattle farming or dairy cattle farming. Advancement in feeding and feed management have made cattle farming easier. Now, this is facts number one, based on research. Number two, between 2013 to 2022, Ugandan's poultry population grew by 9.6%. Uh, that's a significant growth, but of course, that was 2022. We are now in 2025. I believe there is a very big changes and growth. I'll have to read the report for last year. And then another thing is, this is for piggery. For a profitable piggery enterprise, you should actually consider stocking improved breeds. There's a lot of improved breeds nowadays, a lot of hybrid nowadays in the market. So they're saying if you plan to venture into piggery that side, you should consider trying the improved one. I think it's much more profitable. Now, jumping into our discussion for today, looking at some of the profitable livestock enterprise that you should venture into according to Harvest Money. Number one is dairy and beef cattle. Like I said, if I may quote from here, is they're saying the advancement in technology that have led to improvement in the genetics and production of livestock have made cattle farming sector profitable and attractive for investment. Now, last week, or actually early this week, when we were talking about crops, I remember saying that as a farmer, if you want to grow in 2025, you need to be flexible. You need to embrace things like uh, mechanization in farming, modernization, and all those. Because we are now in 2025, a lot has changed, a lot is coming in the market. You cannot be doing things the way it used to be done, let's say 50 years back. So you have to be flexible as a farmer. Now, according to this is a report actually saying that The 2024 report actually from the Dairy Development Authority indicates that milk production in Uganda has significantly increased in the recent years. The country, which is of course Uganda, produced 4.1 billion liters of milk, marking a 53.4% increase compared to 2018. Now, talking about cattle, we understand that there's a lot of products we can get from cattle when you're a cattle farmer. Of course, one, we can get meat. When you slaughter it, you can get the milk. So, depending on what you plan to achieve or what you're targeting as a farmer, if you're planning to do dairy and beef cattle in 2025, I think those are the two actually to focus on. One should be milk, and then secondly should be the beef. And there's actually a lot of demand in the market when it comes to meat, to milk. There are people who consume it every day. But of course, like I said, farmers feeds the nation. So without someone doing this, without someone keeping the dairy and beef cattle, there will be no milk, there will be no beef in the market. So in this year 2025, if you are planning to venture into farming, I think dairy and beef cattle is something you need to consider. I understand this might come with a lot of doing research, having the skilled people, and of course you'll need money. Honestly, you cannot start farming in 2025 without money. If someone said that, then I think that would be a lie. Now, on our second thing for today or for 2025 is God keeping. So here they are saying as the demand for goat meat increases, with prices ranging from 20,000 to 23,000 Uganda shilling per kilogram, more people are still showing interest in venturing into goat farming. Now, just from hearing the price of meat, of goat's meat, just a kilo is now selling at 20,000. So that means the demand is high actually. Now, according to Harvest Money, they says that the demand actually for goat's meat is so high. And from one of the farmer that they have interviewed here, it says most roads in Uganda have goat's meat market, which makes them extremely profitable. This I agree. At least most places, if you're going to most roads, most abattoir around towns, around Uganda, there's at least a market for goat's meat. So that clearly shows you that the demand is so high. Now, goat's farming is actually one of the most profitable venture that I would encourage you to venture into if you have enough knowledge and also the resources required. I did an interview with one of the farmer that was early last year. You can check it out. He gave a lot of details and comprehensive information about goat farming. So I think with goat farming, there are few things, few factors that you need to consider for a profitable one. And of course, here, according to the farmer they interviewed, one, they're saying the fact that you should consider is the location. Now, this farmer was advising people to acquire land that is not in swampy, and also it should a place that is not having good drainage. So, because God's hooves are adversely affected by water, which of course at the end of it can cause rotting. So this make swamp area to be very unsuitable for them. So also they added that on free range, an acre can accommodate 15 to 20 goats. So if you already have like 1 acre, yeah, expert advice already said in 1 acre you can accommodate 15 to 20 goats. So under zero grazing, it can also go up to 40 goats. So yeah, I think that is good. So number one, location is very important. Secondly, if you plan to venture into goats farming, housing is very, very important. So they say goats need housing to protect them from harsh conditions such as rain and cold. One thing I've personally seen when I visited a few goats farm last year, goats don't like rain. Actually, if you have like their house and whenever they see there's a sign of rain or rain is coming, they all run back to their houses. So that clearly tells you that goats does not like rain. So a house for 20 goats may cost around 500,000 Uganda shilling, that is using locally available wood and iron sheets. However, because goats multiply quickly, that's also another fact that you need to know. You will need to build a larger house, perhaps for 150 goats. I believe any farmer who starts farming, whether crops or livestock, they definitely have a plan for expansion. So you need to do something that will be cost effective, that will save you in the future. So that is it. Now, our third thing that you should consider venturing into in 2025 is piggery. Uh, like I said in the beginning, they said for a profitable piggery enterprise, you should consider stocking in improved breeds. So now looking at the part for piggery, they said by the beginning of 2024, the price of pork was 14,000 Uganda shilling per kilogram. And by the end of the year, it had risen to 17,000 Uganda shilling in most part of the country. So now, one thing that I know, actually, there's a farmer that just said this few weeks ago on this channel. Pork is of high demand. The level at which Ugandan consume pork is so high. Like if you have a pig, for example, and you call a buyer right now that, oh, I have this, come and buy, I can guarantee you they'll just run for it. So that tells you that pork is of high demand, meaning if you venture into piggery farming, you're not going to go wrong. Surely you will get something out of it. So, looking at that, there is an expert who is actually a piggery expert who says um, it is actually very profitable. He says for a profitable piggery enterprise, should consider stocking improved breeds like Landrace, Large White, and also Canberra. These are some of actually the best breed that I personally know. So if you are planning of starting farming or joining farming this year, then the piggery is also something that you actually need to consider. Another thing is poultry. Uh, here what we see, according to the National Bureau of Statistics, between 2013 to 2022, Uganda's poultry population had grown by 9.6%, while egg production had also increased by 9%. Now, if you are a farmer or if you are someone who eat every day, then you probably know that people love chicken. People like eating chicken. People like consuming eggs, which of course we know that eggs is a product of chicken. So if you plan to venture into livestock in 2025, another thing you may need to try or to do is poultry. Of course, when we talk of poultry, there's a lot we can look at. We can look at chicken, we can look at turkey, we can look at duck, we can look at guinea fowls. There's a lot we can actually look at. So, but uh, you just do your research, find out which one can work for you. At least what I know, majority of people are doing chicken. So, well, maybe you might go a different direction. Then you say, oh, for me, I want to do turkey. And in my community, for example, all over northern Uganda, I know majority are focusing on chicken. But when you start looking for things like other poultry, you may not really find. So that is something that you need to look at. Now, on addition, about that, they says over the years, a tray of eggs has ranges from 12,000 to 20,000, depending on the type of eggs and also the season. So a dressed broiler costs between 15,000 and 30,000, depending on the bird size. So at least one thing I'm very sure of is poultry farming is profitable. So just do your research, get some money, and then get some place or somewhere you're going to do it from, and start it. There's quite a lot actually that we can look at under livestock. We have things like beekeeping. We have things like other things like sheep, that I've not mentioned, of course. And there's quite a lot that you can venture into when it comes to farming. Like I always says, do your research and then have the right information, because farming needs you to have the right knowledge. If you don't know what you're doing, then it might be a little challenging. But if you are fully equipped, you have everything that it takes, then yeah, surely you're going to get it right. So, in summary, these are some of the things that you need to know. One is dairy and beef cattle. That's number one. Secondly, we have goat keeping. Thirdly, we have piggery, and we also have poultry. Those are the main ones that we talked about today. So it's a new year, and it's a Friday. Actually, every Friday, this 2025, I'll be doing some reviews, some newspaper reviews, where I bring to you some of the farming tips and things that you need to know. Uh, I'm happy that you're watching this right now, and congratulations for making it to 2025. And I can say Happy New Year, because I know not many people made it. By the way, some people unfortunately could not make it, but at least for you, you made it, and you're healthy, you're breathing. Yeah, it's good. We give glory to God, and I pray that you see good things in 2025. Let's keep on farming. Let's join agriculture, because it's because of food, because of farming. That is why most of us made it this year. And let's keep on growing healthy food that can feed the nation and make our body and our environment okay. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Charles Layoo, and welcome to 2025. I'll see you in our very next video.